Sports Channel, what fans want.
I wonder sometimes how much footage they have of this guy in their library. Amazing. I'd like to bring up, it's a Bulls are called the Bulls here in Chicago. I'd like to bring up the best commissioner in basketball, David Stern.
I used to watch you, and I don't know whether you shot 5 for 20 or not, but you were great. This is getting to be the same but staying as much fun. Michael, the Bulls did it last year. I came out, gave you the MVP trophy. Bulls won the NBA championship, came out, gave you the MVP trophy. Bulls won an all regular season this year, came out, gave you the MVP trophy. Here I am again. There's only one man in the history of the NBA that's won the NBA Finals MVP trophy 2 years in a row. Even the people that have won it twice need only be identified by their first names. Guys like Larry and Magic and Kareem and Willis. And then there's Michael, who has had one of the, or Mike, as some might call him. But this was a spectacular year, your 6th scoring title, but I know even more important to you personally, your teammates brought it together and repeated. And they did it with you in the finals, and I know that's very important to you, because the sign of a great player is one who makes his team greater, and the Chicago Bulls responded to a great player. And so it's my pleasure to, again, present to Michael Jordan the 1992 NBA Finals MVP trophy. Come on up, Michael. Congratulations.
I'd like to bring up Tom McAleer, Director of Marketing Operations for the Chrysler Corporation.
Thank you, John. We at Chrysler Corporation know that championship teams, just like championship corporations, are a result of teamwork. And for the 2nd straight year, the Chicago Bulls have exhibited that teamwork in winning the World Championship. So we'd like to congratulate not only the players, but the coaches and the management and the city of Chicago. But just like successful car companies are built around great leaders like our 1993 Jeep Grand Cherokee, so too are championship teams. And it's my pleasure, on behalf of Chrysler Corporation and Jeep Eagle dealers across the country, to honor the most valuable player this year, a truly great leader and probably the best leader all time in NBA history, Michael Jordan. And we think it's a perfect match. We have the king of the hill and the king of the court. So with that, Michael.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I just got given a trophy, an unbelievable car. The best thing that I can say is thank you to Jeep and to the NBA for providing these awards for myself. But I think a lot of gratitude and thanks goes to the city of Chicago as well as to the organization, and especially to my teammates for the support that they gave me all season long, especially when it was a very hard year personally for me off the court. They really supported me as much as they could on the basketball court. And to my wife and my kids and my family for the support that they gave me when I had to leave the basketball court and had to go home. They really supported me well. You guys don't know how much this means to me and what it actually has capped off for me in terms of a maturing season. But it's over and done with now. I think it's something that I've learned from. I've said it many, many times, and hopefully I can learn and mature and move on in life in a very positive way. And without these guys, the NBA and Jeep and my teammates and whatever, it would never happen. So I want to say thanks, and I'm very, very appreciative of it.
If you have any questions you might want to ask Michael from the audience, feel free to do that at this time.
Michael, when's your Olympic duties begin?
So Sunday, I have to report on Sunday afternoon, meeting at 7 o'clock, and that's when everything gets started.
You got enough time between now and then to get any relaxing in?
Not much, but I'm pretty sure I find time. You know, I'm not worried about that at all. You know, I'm still in shape, so that's one of the things I don't have to worry about. You know, getting back in shape, and I'm pretty sure Chuck is going to be pretty lenient on Scottie Pippen and Clyde Drexler and myself, knowing that we just come off a grueling battle against each other and doing the playoffs. So I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Michael, have you been able to reflect on what happened after you won the championship when you guys came back onto the court and what that meant to you personally?
I think that we were paying gratitude and respect to the fans because we just left a ball game that without the fans we would have probably never won the ball game. You know, with 15 points down going into the fourth quarter, and their enthusiasm as well as motivation gave us that same impact to come back and win the ball game. And we felt that we owed that to them to come out and do it here in Chicago. I know everybody's been waiting when we're going to win a championship here in Chicago so we can celebrate here in Chicago. The celebration got out of hand a little bit. I don't know if we want to do it again, but for the most part, we had the opportunity to do it at least once here in Chicago from a basketball standpoint, and I thought we owed the fans that respect to come out and let them know how much we appreciated them.
With all these awards, do you feel comfortable? I know earlier this year you said you didn't feel comfortable taking over the ambassador or the king, the number one of the NBA around the world, but now there's no way of getting around it. You are. I mean,
it's a way of getting around it, believe me. I just think the NBA has expanded so well that so much parity is set in, so many great players are in this league, that it's hard to take one player and put that responsibility on him. It's too much of a drain mentally. I feel that you got a group of players who consistently are making contributions to the NBA from a public standpoint as well as basketball-wise. I feel that you have a group, a core of players that carry the label of the NBA. I think that's better, you know, so that one person doesn't have that responsibility. So I will never, ever accept the ambassadorship alone. I would have to do it as a group and select the players in the league if I'm going to do that. But I think it's better for the league to have a group of players to accept that ambassadorship.
Michael, 20 years from now, when you look back, how do you want to be remembered?
You know, as a guy who enjoyed the game, who played the game 110% every time he stepped on the court, a very caring person of people, really did whatever he could to turn the franchise around to where it went from the bottom to the top in a matter of 8 years or 7 years, and hopefully it can maintain and start a whole program that attitude of continuing to win here in Chicago. In terms of the NBA is always going to be there after Michael Jordan because the talent is just going to continue to get better and better. So, I think Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and all these guys have did a great job in setting guidelines for Michael Jordan to follow, and we have to do the same for other kids to follow. So, I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Michael, have you got any special plans for this car?
I said I was going to drive the last one, but I couldn't pass it up, so I'm not even sit up and try to lie this time.
Michael, you are MVP in the championship series, but in Game 6, in the middle of the game, you're on the bench in the third quarter. Who was the MVP then? Who stepped up for the team?
Scottie Pippen and our bench. I would think you have to give that whole credit to those 5 guys. Scottie Pippen was only started in the game at the beginning of the fourth quarter along with 4 other guys from the bench. Those guys would be the MVP of that situation, because without them going out there, laying it all on the court, laying it all with determination and hard work to get us back in a chance where I can get back out there and kind of redeem myself for falling asleep in the first half, was an effort that you just can't overlook. And those guys deserve some recognition, and they did an excellent job. I think the fans as well knew the hard work that they saw on the basketball court, and they responded with all the cheers and the motivation.
that Game 1 performance have any special meaning to you?
I think it showed everybody I can shoot. You know, that was one of the weakest part of my games, and everybody wants me to shoot from the outside, and I think I kind of woke a lot of people up that on a given night I can shoot from outside. So you have to play all phases of my game, which enhances my offensive ability.
Does this team need to be tinkered with for next year at all, or would you like to be kept intact?
Well, I mean, I figured you guys are going to ask me some business questions here. I'm very happy to have the same 12 players back next year. I'm pretty sure from a business standpoint, some things are going to have to be done differently. I don't know what that is. You know, that's not my profession, and it's certainly not my job. But as a player who just went through 2 championships with practically the same players, I don't see a reason for messing up success. You know, I've always believed don't fix something that's not broken. So, you know, we've done a great job with what we've had. We changed one player over the last couple of years. I hate to see a drastic change. You never know what can happen.
Michael, can you go back to the year of your foot injury, and there was some doubts about whether the team really wanted to win at that point as far as you playing in the playoffs and things like that. Did you have to kind of carry the whole franchise, the Jerrys, along with the 12 guys?
No, I never felt I had to carry the whole franchise. You know, I like to have thought of myself as an important part of the franchise, and my health was very, very important from what the Jerrys were basically telling me. So I think what I actually taught to the Jerrys, if I could teach them anything, was that I play this game for the love of the game and not for the financial situation. You know, if I didn't get paid to play basketball, you can believe I'd be playing somewhere. I just so happen to be fortunate enough that it is a league, it is a business, and I can get paid to play the game. So I really don't think, you know, I carried that in that sense. I like to feel that I was a part of it, and I'm pretty sure both Jerrys had a lot to do with it in terms of the decisions that they made from that point on. I think it was a collective situation.
Michael, considering all the turmoil that surrounded not going with the team to Washington last year, will you go to the White House this year?
I don't think the team's going because of our scheduling and Scottie Pippen and myself, as well as the election year. I don't know. I don't think they're going to go. And you're saying if they would have won, would I have gone? I don't know. We never know now, will we?
Michael, after your career in the NBA is over, how serious are you about golf?
I don't know. I mean, right now, every person needs a driving force, and I'm a competitor, you know, and right now basketball is a driving force for me. I try to exceed and stay on top of my game. Once I get out of basketball, I don't know if I'll ever get good enough to play professionally golf, but it's a driving force for me to go out and enjoy myself and be competitive at it. If I never get good enough, you know, I'm not going to step in an arena that I'm not ready for. So it determines on how well and how much improvement I have in the game of golf itself. But I would love to do it. That's just the competitive attitude that I have.
What's your handicap now?
I don't have a handicap. Jerry Reinsdorf said I'm the only guy that teach in terms of a handicap lower than higher. So I'm not taking a handicap right now.
Michael, we'd like to see you stay around forever, but have you thought about the day you're going to have to walk away from all this?
No. You know, sometimes it's hard to say walk away from something that you love so much. You know, at some point in time, I'm going to have to realize that my abilities are not the same, and maybe I don't have the love that I had in the past. But when I walk away, I like to think that this game is going to continue on. The players in the city of Chicago is going to continue on. Hopefully the winning tradition is going to continue on. But when I walk away from the game, I will have no remorse, no regrets at all. I think the game has meant a lot to me, has benefited me as much as, you know, maybe I've benefited it. But I walk away with a lot of pride and my head held high because it was a privilege for me to play in the NBA, and certainly a privilege to play here in the city of Chicago.
Any time frame on how much longer you want to play?
I have 4 years on my contract right now, and I'm looking forward to finishing out those 4 years and evaluate my love at that particular time for the game. I don't want to make a promise when actually I may not fulfill it.
Michael, do you ever have time to step back and appreciate anything? I mean, now you've got, what, 2 days, and you've got to go up to San Diego and keep going?
You know, in my private time, I always appreciate. You know, I step back and I evaluate the situations that I'm in and the things that I've accomplished in such a short amount of time. And I have to give thanks to God and that I am blessed, that I'm constantly healthy, and I'm able to produce when everybody wants me to produce, especially myself. So, yeah, I have time in my private time to sit back and evaluate things that I've done and things that I have to do and the situations that I'm in. And I'm very happy with that, and I'm very happy with my life. If I had a chance to do it all over again, even with this adversity type of year, I wouldn't change anything, because I think that going through this whole adversity all season long has made me a better person from a positive aspect. So I wouldn't change it for nothing.
Well, Michael, thank you very much for ending the series, because you and I'd be looking forward to heading to the stadium tonight for the Game 7. Michael said one thing: he can stand tall, and he certainly has here in Chicago, and we appreciate it. I know on behalf of everybody here, Michael, congratulations to you for being the NBA 1992 Most Valuable Player in the finals. Some of the people will be available here for interviews if you'd like, and that will end it. We just hope that Michael and I can be here next year at the same time. Thank you.